Okay, hello everyone, this is Mr. Ronin here again, and this is a Rengoku breakdown video. We're going to go over all of his buttons, all of his specials, all of the strategy to do with all of his moves, and some combos at the end, and I'll leave a timestamp in the description in the comments if you want to skip to that. But Rengoku overall is I would describe him as a powerhouse character. He does big damage when he wants to cash out, and when he's not wanting to cash out, he's just doing small, little, easy chunks of damage to really melt the opponent and keep them ready for when he goes to cash out, he cashes out. Let me just show you. I don't even have an ultimate right now, but even just doing this is going to do a lot of damage. I didn't even do a combo correctly, and you'll see. But he can deal some damage, and I'm sure if you fought against any Rengoku, you know. But let's start with the boring stuff. His attack strings, nothing too much here. His 6 hits on his normal attack string. They do pretty decent damage. Their attack string, pretty normal. It's actually good, it has 2 hits, so you can anti-air the opponent with that. His down attack string, also nothing too special. Does more damage than the regular one, just as you would expect. His grab is kind of like regular Tanjiro's grab, but he doesn't go very far forwards, which kind of sucks. But at least he leaves the opponent very close to him in a hard knockdown state, so he can, go for more pressure on wake up, call a support or whatever. So that's really good, because, as we said, he is a powerhouse rushdown character. His tilt attack in the air, pretty standard, just like a regular sword attack. His armor attack is actually really, really good. It reaches so far. Like, this range, I think. If not even a bit further, it's ridiculous. And you can get combos off of it, no matter what the range, it's really crazy. So if you call out a support and your opponent's blocking that, you can be charging this up, and then oh my god, that even caught him from there. So they can wake up and be blocking something, and then you hit them with the unblockable with this, or even if they're closer and they're trying to block your support, and then you hit them with the unblockable, and yeah, it's a very, very, very good armor attack. Okay, that's all of his regular buttons, I think. His movement's nothing to, brag about. His dashes are pretty average. His run-in, also pretty average. His air dash actually leaves him in the air, so he can go for things like this, so that's pretty good. Some characters, like regular Tanjiro, bring him straight to the ground, but it's good that Rengoku can do stuff like this, so he can jump in on the opponent, dash in, and then do these attacks, and then get good meterless conversions like this. That's a lot of damage for one bar, holy moly. But yeah, now let's go into his specials. So, his regular standing special is the Flaming Tiger. It does a lot of damage for a single special move, and this is where his big damage starts to come in. It's kind of a projectile, but it doesn't really go that far. It'll whiff if I do it here. See, it doesn't really go that far in front of him, but I guess, if you're wanting to space out your opponent, you can throw it out, it makes a wall of hitbox in front of you, but yeah. It's mainly used to do damage, and also, now we'll talk... No, okay, we can mention it now. A lot of the time, if you're against an opponent that, like how I have Sabito now, he's set to, wake up on recovery, so he's, pressing buttons and jumping, and mashing things while he's getting hit by a combo, which is kind of standard. But if you hit people with the lion when they are doing that, they, almost instantly get restood, but you add a lot of advantage. So as you can see, I can be running up to the opponent as they get restood, and I'm here in their face. And I can move before they can because I've got hit advantage. So if I just do a very simple combo, do-do-do-do-do, into the lion, I can run up and just reset them and do it again. If they were trying to, mash buttons or run out of the way, my buttons are going to hit them. Their only option here is to block or do an armored attack. And equally, if they just want to stand there blocking after they recover, well, you guessed it, I can do a frame 1 grab. So they have to be sidestepping or jumping to get out of there. It's very, very hard to avoid this. So a lot of the time, if I'm, not wanting to cash out with Rengoku, I'll just do a short combo into my lion. And honestly, short combo into lion does a lot of damage anyways. It's not like I'm missing out on much damage. That's 3,000 damage nearly, which is as much as most characters do for 2 bars. So you're getting a decent chunk of damage, and you get to go for very easy resets where you just walk up to the opponent, and you can do an armored attack if you think they're going to press buttons, mash through that. You can, as I said, you can press your own buttons to beat whatever they do. And if you think they're going to block, go grab. It's just really, really, really powerful. So yeah. And his lion it can be cancelled into any of his other special moves. So like his DP, Scorching Sun there, or his Blazing Universe like slash down move. So it's very useful in combos as well for when you're wanting to do the quote-unquote cash out. Which I'll show later because it's pretty exciting, but I'm sure you've seen it already. Now for his tilt special, his Blazing Universe. This is kind of like a water wheel or regular Tanjiro's waterfall. It's his regular combo starter, and it also leads to a hard knockdown, so if I just end my combo in this, the opponent will be stuck on the floor for ages, and yeah, they'll just be standing there like that, and I can build some meter. Or obviously, it's a combo extender, so I can press buttons and get a combo after it. So, because it can, you know, combo for basically anything, you can use this as a combo tool. Just for some very easy 1-bar combos, do a lot of damage, 3,265 damage for 1 bar. That is above average damage, and that was very, very simple. And obviously he can also do it after his line. And get damage that way as well. He's a very, very damaging character, as I'm sure you've heard me say a bunch of times. This move is also really useful as kind of a run-in. Like, instead of doing a run from this distance, why not just do a massive overhead slash where it's, you know, you can just run in, charge them, if it hits them, cool, you get to do a combo. And if it doesn't hit them, if they block it, I mean, you can just cancel into the line, and then you're plus on block from the line. And then you break the guard. Eventually, maybe. There we go. That was a poor sequence, but if you do something like this, cancel into the line, you're plus on block, you can go do. And go for grabs, go for pressure, go for stuff, and yeah, it's just a very easy way to get in on your opponent, and it has reasonably good tracking, honestly. If the opponent's running sideways, this will still hit them. They have to sidestep out of the way very late for it to whiff. So, very good move. Good for combos, good for in the neutral, and good for ending your combos for a hard knockdown as well. Now his DP move, his guard special, or his Rising Scorching Sun, is honestly just a really, really good DP. It's kind of like regular Tanjiro's, his Whirlpool. It's really good, it hits them twice, so it has a lot of active frames, and it goes really, really far forwards, so it catches people trying to do pushbacks, and it's helpful if you do a pushback. So, you know, if I have Sabito trying to press buttons on me here, I can push him back and go into this, and it reaches so far forwards. If he's like pressing any more buttons or doing anything, this will hit him. It's honestly one of the best DPs in the game, and it does really decent damage as well. It's not crazy unsafe. Like, he can recover pretty quickly, like I'm blocking now. Obviously, it's still unsafe, but it's got the 2 hits, so you can cover it more easily with a support. So, like, if he blocks it, I can be like, oh, he blocked it, and I can register that easily and choose to bring out a support afterwards, or I can bring out a support beforehand. But yeah, it's just a really good DP. Like, and if Sabito's pressing buttons, or if I'm pressing buttons on Sabito, and I think he's gonna push me back, I can just do my DP, and when he starts to press buttons back, he'll get hit, because it just reaches so far, and it's invincible. It's just amazing. Very, very good DP. So, those are all of his special moves, I believe. Now let's just talk about, or I guess we can talk about his ultimate activation, but it's kind of normal. He just, you know, does it, runs at you, slashes. Pretty generic. So, now, combo... Shh, please. Now it's combo and strategy time. So, how do you play with Rengoku? Well, as I kind of said before, when you're not, like, at round start position, he has a really good special move for that. He has this leaping fire slash, where he can either get a combo from it, or cancel it into the line. If you do accidentally cancel into the line, just cancel it back into this, and then get your combo, and that'll also do a lot of damage. Oops, wait, let me get a proper combo here. Whoops. That's a lot of 4,500 damage for hitting them with a raw. Just like run in on them and get a combo. So yeah, he's honestly pretty effective in neutral. Obviously he doesn't have any extremely long-reaching stuff, and he doesn't have any invincible run-ins like Inosuke, but he has this very useful tool, and obviously he can, you know, run in like most characters. He also has, his line can be kind of useful in neutral, because he doesn't launch himself forwards. If the opponent's mashing buttons, they can actually hit you out of this, even though it's quite hard. But if you do the lion, you have this massive wall of fire in front of you. If your opponent tries to press buttons or like run, do the run button, and you've pressed your line is definitely gonna hit them. And just like your Blazing Universe, if you hit them with the Flame Tiger, you're gonna get a big chunk of damage. And that wasn't even with an ultimate. So yeah, he's honestly pretty good at neutral. And when you're going in for combos, I kind of talked about it before, but he's not a crazy combo character. So he has combo routes like this, you know, very simple stuff. If he wants to spend 1 bar, you can do this combo, which is honestly what I recommend. That's well above average damage for 1 bar. 3,200? That's really good. Obviously, you can also add in a lion if you just want to cash out on damage. And then you can get a hard knockdown here. That's 3 bars and a hard knockdown. So you can build back some meter before the opponent wakes up. And it does a little bit more damage. You can also do combos like this, obviously. Oopsie. But honestly, I don't recommend going too combo crazy with Rengoku, unless you're going for the cash out. And we'll talk about the cash out in a second. But honestly, most of the time I recommend just doing simple combos and like just ending in the lion, or like just ending in this for the hard knockdown, or doing that combo we just did before. Whoopsie whoops. Where you just do this into the down string, because, you know, 1 bar for 3,200 meter is very good. So I think being pretty conservative on your meter is very good. And I just want to talk about this a little bit more, because a lot of the time I'm just, you know, mashing buttons and going into line, because that works really well. And as I was mentioned when I was talking about the line, this can lead to some really good resets, because the opponent flips out of the combo, you can just mash buttons. If they try to press buttons, you'll beat them. If they try to, you know, run away or something, if they're not blocking, they're going to get hit by your buttons, basically. And if they do decide to block, you can go for a frame 1 grab, where they have to be sidestepping or jumping to get out of it. So he has some crazy resets if the opponent is trying to get up from the line. Now this is only if the opponent is the kind of person that's pressing buttons and mashing jump and things while you're doing your combo. If they are a person that takes hard knockdowns, aka does not do the auto quick recover, everything you do is a hard knockdown. So even if you do your lion or if you do your DP, these are going to be a hard knockdown, so you can just stand there and build some meter and get some good meter. Now, if your opponent is this kind of person, so if you notice you're not getting your resets off of your lion, so you're like, oh man, he's not like jumping up, I can't get my resets because he's just lying on the ground, that's good, you can take that, because if the opponent's doing that, then you can do stuff like this. You can do this up combo, build a bunch of meter back. You build about 3 bars of meter from this, just because you like only spend 1 bar on the actual combo itself, and then the rest of the combo is just regular normal attacks. You're building a lot of meter then, and then because the opponent's lying on the ground for so long, you build an extra bar then, so it's really good. So yeah, when you're playing with Rengoku, make sure you're paying attention to what the opponent is doing when you hit them. Are they just lying on the ground for ages, and where you can, you know, build some meter, or just go for your up combo for a long knockdown? Because if they're not pressing buttons, they're just going to lie there for ages. You've got so much time, you can bring in supports, you can go for whatever you want. But if they are the kind of person that likes to do quick recoveries and, you know, fall out of combos, because if you try to do this reset with an opponent that does that, you know, they'll just jump out and it won't work. But then if they're the person that does that, well then you can just do your Flame Tiger and go for these super easy resets. Go for an armor attack, go for whatever you want. They're very powerful resets. But yeah, make sure you keep those in mind. So let's just talk about yeah, his actual combos. So you can just go for regular stuff into this, end in a lion, That's pretty decent damage. Or, as I said, recommend just spending 1 bar, going for this, into your down combo. So those are if you get normal hits. If you get an armor attack, oops, and I said an armor attack, you can just go for a quick basic combo into your lion. Actually, maybe shorten it even a little bit more, or else you won't get all the hits with the lion. There you go, 3,400 damage for an armor attack, that's crazy. And off of your jumping tilt attack, you can actually get the full... Actually, no, you can't. So yeah, end that one a little bit early too. Yeah. And even just doing those short little combos is a lot of damage, so that's the kind of combo you'll do off of your short combos. And yeah, now let's talk about when he wants to do his damage. So I'm gonna give myself automatic meter. So, when he does damage, that's just when you go back and forth in between your lion and your this. So this could either be if you just, you know, hit confirm, you just want to do it. And get an ultimate there. Or, a lot of the time, it does even more damage if you're just landing a neutral any of these special moves. So if you happen to catch someone with this, then you're like, oh, okay, time to die. And when I say time to die, I mean time to freaking die. They absolutely melt when you do this. Fitting, since, you know, fire breather. But yeah, that's when Rengoku cashes out. So you can see why I said it's good to, you know, be a little bit conservative of the meter if you're just doing normal combos. You know, just do simple stuff like this, or, you know, get your stuff. And, you know, don't spend too much meter, because you want to have meter for when you get your, like, if you land a lion in neutral, you want to be able to cash out and do this, because it is so damn satisfying. And even if you don't have an ultimate, you can do still a lot of damage. Like, that was pretty decent damage, or you can make it do a little bit more if you do something like... like, over half health, just because you decided to cash out on a random special in neutral. That's really powerful stuff. So, yeah, Rengoku really hurts. And, like, that combo we saw before, that's a combo you'd expect to see in Surge mode. But, like, honestly, he doesn't even need Surge mode. Let me show you his combos in Surge mode. Obviously, he's just going to be doing this. But he can do this without being in Surge mode. And honestly, he doesn't get too much damage from being in Surge mode into an ultimate. Like, yeah, it does more damage, but the fact that he can do this normally and get these humongous chunks of damage is what makes Rengoku ridiculous. And that's what makes him the absolute flaming powerhouse that I called him at the start of the video. So, yeah, that's Rengoku. He's nothing too flashy, he doesn't go for crazy mix-ups too often. Like, obviously you can do mix-ups into grabs and stuff, and that's good to implement in your gameplay. But really, he's about just doing normal stuff until you can absolutely make your opponent cry. And, yeah, doing normal combos, doing simple things. Pay attention to how your opponent wakes up. Are they waking up quickly so you can go for resets? Or are they not waking up, allowing you to go for... Oops. Allowing you to go for longer knockdowns, to build some meter, bring out your support, do easy stuff. Like, you have so much time there, you know, just know how you can take advantage of what the opponent does. Anyways, that is Rengoku. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get better at playing Rengoku thanks to watching it. Anyways, thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.